Lamond of Lamond Wellness here in Cape Cod, Massachusetts, and I want to talk to you today about posture. Specifically posture when we're doing strength training. It's very important to get into good posture when we're doing strength training because we want to recruit the muscles and strengthen the muscles that we're actually focusing on. And I'll explain that a little later when we do a bicep curl. So let's start, when we get into good posture, we're going to start with the feet, because we want to have a nice strong base. So what we're going to do is take our feet about hip width apart, and we're going to rock a little bit on our feet back from the heels and the toes, just to get a feeling of that nice, strong, solid feet, and we're going to use the whole foot. And now we can bring that to a close, and we're going to move up the body from the feet up to the head. So the next is the ankles. We want to make sure those ankles are really rooted into the ground, just like our feet. So let's get that feeling. If you're doing it with me, get the feeling of having your ankles driving into that ground. And now as we move up, we want to take our shin muscles that are in the front of our legs and bring them to the back of our legs. So it's not hyperextending our knee, it's just subtly bringing those muscles back to the back of the body. And the same thing will happen with your thighs. Again, your knees you want to keep a little soft, just a little bit bent, but you want to bring your thigh muscles back, so the muscles in the front of your legs to the back of your body. And you start to feel a real strength and base in your body when you do that. And now when we want to travel up to our hips, and what we want to do is we want to bring our hips forward, and when we do that, our tailbone tucks underneath. So we're going to tuck our tailbone, that forces our hips to come forward. This is called a pelvic tilt. Very, very important in strength training, because this area right here is where we want a really solid base so that we don't injure our lower back or use our lower back too much. So we're going to get into that pelvic tilt, bringing our hips forward, our tailbone tucked, and now moving up, we want to take our abdominal muscles to the back of our body also. And how we can do that, a way to visualize that, is to bring your belly button to the back of your spine. Bring your belly button into your spine. And when we do this, we want to make sure that we continue to breathe, because when we're doing strength training or any kind of exercise, we want to make sure that that oxygenated blood is getting to our muscles and our joints. So we're bringing it back, but we're still breathing. Let's take a deep breath right here. Exhale out. So now we're moving up to the body. We want to bring our heart up and shine it toward the ceiling. So we're bringing our heart up. We'll bring our hands to our sides, and we'll have our palms facing in toward our body. And very important, and I'm guilty of this with my shoulders, we want to have our shoulders back. So we want to draw our shoulder blades together and then down. Think about bringing those shoulders down, the top of the shoulders down toward your back. So it's back and down, shoulder blades together, and then down your back. And now as we move up, a very important part in strength training, as in everything, is our neck, our cervical spine, which is in the back of our neck. We want to make sure that that's an extension of our back spine. So if it isn't, and everyone's guilty of this too, because we're all on computers and driving cars and walking like this, so we often put our head forward, so we want to make sure that our head is retracted and that our chin is parallel to the ground, and we want to keep it that way when we're doing strength training. If it's not in that position and you're finding it hard to retract your head, you can take 2 fingers, put them on your chin, and just gently bring your head back so that it's aligning with the rest of your spine. Okay, so we have our shoulders back and down, we have our chin parallel. Now we want to go from the crown of our head, we want to lift it up just about a ½ an inch. So we want to get that sensation that we're lifting it up, or we're actually making ourselves a little taller. And the reason we're doing that is we want to get some space up between our spine. We're going to be working our spine in many of the strength exercises, so we want to just get that length through there. Okay, so now we're in great posture, and we're ready for strength training. And I'll demonstrate why it's important with the bicep curl. So I'm going to take some tubing, and I'm going to take it in both my hands, and I'm going to step on it about hip width apart or a little bit wider. And now I'm going to get into that posture, so I'm going to get those solid legs, bring the muscles back, get into that pelvic tilt, bring my belly button to the spine, and I'm going to actually drop this so that I can feel my biceps. So I'm working this muscle right here. So I'm in that posture, I have my shoulders back and down. For a bicep curl, we want to have our elbow into our side. I can open my hand so you can see. So now I want to lift up so that I can feel that bicep tighten. Just about the belly button to the chest, and then down. You notice it's just a small movement, and then I want to squeeze that bicep. So I'm feeling that bicep muscle. I'm not bringing it up with momentum because I'm not in good posture. I'm not using my shoulder muscles. because I'm not in good posture. I'm in good posture so I can actually work my bicep. Nice, and I can feel it. And bring it down, and then squeeze it up. So you can see why being in good posture is really vital for strength training. Thanks for listening.